Hola muchachos, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here with another video and I appreciate the company. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to continue on the same subject as my last video. I was talking about shadow work and extending, raising the lower bar compared to raising the higher bar. The best we can be, we're the worst that we're willing to accept, and we oscillate between these two, right? We build ourselves up, we tear ourselves down, and I'm on this hero's journey, trying to break free out of the simulation and become who I was meant to be, so I can escape the matrix, something like that. And I would love to share with you guys, and because every time I take a step, it feels glorious, and I want you to excel, maybe more than me. And together, one of us are going to escape and become who we were destined to be. And the secret, I think, lies somewhere in this circle of building up and tearing down. And recently, I've been aware that my focus has been on the best I can be too much, right? Where what is really happening is that every time I build myself up and kind of become the best I can be, today I'm the best I can be, I've done good. The pride, all that stuff kind of gives me the freedom to tear myself down, and then I fall to the worst that I'm willing to accept, and that involves all kinds of indulgement, binging, and unhealthy behavior that then at one point gives you so much shame, anger, or whatever that you choose to turn it around and then again become the best you can be. But the point is, instead of focusing on the best you can be and pushing that narrative, I have chosen now, I've realized recently that focusing more on the worst that you're willing to accept might give you more advantage, because we always fall to that point, right? And really, these extremes, the best and the worst, what's the most exciting thing is the progress, right? And I have a theory that a lot of yous, me included, years back, thought that the progress was kind of in the way. The progress is in the way of the goal. So you're struggling with the progress, right? And we got all these sayings like, embrace the struggle. And that is really true. Embrace the struggle. I've gotten to a point when it comes to working out, physical exercise, that I do not ask myself, am I going to work out today? I work out every day. So I don't have that struggle of thinking, should I work out today or should I not work out today? I'm working out today. But then also I have the freedom and experience of literally thousands of routines that I can do. And it's not in my way. I'm truly enjoying the progress, and I want to take that to other things. And I'm a little bit all over the place, but what I want to do is talk about these lowest points, very focused on the lowest point, comparing to, I think I've been focused on the best version of me and pushing that. So just when I go to the peaks, becoming a better peak performer. But I don't find that interesting anymore. I think it's about the progress, and I think it's about doing shadow work and kind of interviewing yourself and figuring out being honest, why are you allowing yourself to indulge in a way that lets you fall to wherever that is, the worst version of you, because we're doing that in this cycle, right? And I think part of escaping the matrix, escaping this endless circle of building up and tearing down and becoming the enlightened one, the one you were supposed to be, is well, looking at all these things, right? And I'm not sure how far I am on my hero's journey, but hopefully in this life, I get to escape the matrix and level up, because I'm sick of repeating these cycles. And right now, on my journey, I'm at a point where I feel that focusing on the worst that we're willing to accept is where my attention should be. And focusing on the process, on all tasks, comparing, being very, where's your mindset? Is it on the process or reaching the goal? Because if it's on the goal, the process is in the way, right? Really what is glorious is the process, and the process does not really end. You don't come to like the finish line and you're done. In the story of life, it's about managing these process, that is progress too, right? That leads you to progress, and keeping that going. So that's why I'm saying this mentality, like the one I use in the gym, I'm not struggling answering the question, are you going to work out today? Are you going to go to the gym today? Yes, I am. I do that every day. I do that every day. I do it after a very hard days of work. I do it when I'm tired. I do it every day, no matter what, because it's part of my life. And that means that something's become real, right? And I would like to take that into other aspects of my life, because I keep failing at certain things. I think last night I ate too much sugar, sweet and candy, for no reason particularly other than it's delicious and I love the sugar rush. So putting that definitive answer where I could say yes into other aspects of my life, not only working out, and then raising the bar of the worst that I'm willing to accept, instead of focusing so much of peak performance, the best version of me. I'm going to focus on the worst version of me and raising the bar on what I'm willing to accept, and not see it as a progress where I'm trying to reach some goal, but as a progress that I keep doing. So I'm picking up all these elements at the bottom where I got all my personal filth, right? And I do shadow work, which for me right now, I've just started doing it. For me right now though, it means kind of interviewing yourself and asking yourself, why does this happen? What is this side of you that it accepts this, right? Getting real with it. And then, because the thing is, it is the progress, it is the journey. Nothing good comes easy, right? If it ain't hard to get, it's probably not that good, right? And having a good physique takes years and years of work and dedication and learning and all this stuff, right? It's worth holding on. And when I teach people the joys of working out, the benefits don't come instantly, right? They come way later, and on that journey there is pain and there's frustration, and that is actually what gives you the reward. In the end of the day, is the greatest lesson that I've learned, is that it is this pain and this frustration and this willingness to put yourself out there in the unknown and be lost and be hurt and all these things. That is what, in the end of the day, gives you the reward that you were looking for. So if you keep protecting yourself from all this stuff, you're not going to get where you need to go. You need to embrace the struggle. And I've done that in various aspects of my life, trust me. And it's very difficult to hold on to that struggle because there's so many ways to put a plaster on. But I think that's what keeps us in this circle, a never-ending circle of building up and tearing down. And I think if you are going to become, one of us out here is going to evolve and become who we were destined to be as humans. Because I don't really care if it's me or if it's you or whoever it is. That's why I'm sharing this, because I think one of us, if we all work together, has the chance to evolve and break free. Maybe we take turns. Maybe it's not my turn this time, but next time, one time, eventually I will get there. But I feel that I'm close, and I feel that the secret is embracing the struggle. And when you embrace the struggle stops being a struggle. It becomes a valuable process that you hold dear to your heart, right? And you can rejoice because you know what kind of reward comes. I tell people who are not used to working out that don't worry. It's an analogy, like I used the fisherman's analogy. Imagine that you don't have a clue about fishing and you're sitting out there on the mole on the pier on a cold, windy day, fishing, not catching anything, but you don't know, right? So it would seem so stupid to sit there being cold, not catching anything, if you don't have a clear faith and knowledge that by the end of the week your box of fish will be full and there'll be $1,000 or whatever your goal is in your bank account, right? But for the experienced fisherman who knows that that dedication and that struggle pays off, he will sit there on that windy day not catching anything, being fine, because he's able to have faith based on his experience of sitting there cold, not catching anything, knowing that at the end of the week the box will be full and there will be $1,000 in his bank account, right? We switch our attention from this progress of building up to tearing down, and yeah, I want to put more attention on the side of me that tears it down, and I want to raise the bar on the lowest that I'm willing to accept. And I want to take this endurance I have when it comes to physical workout and put it into other aspects of my life where I'm not going to need, I don't need validation or specific rewards to do something that I've already decided should be done. If it's on that side of building up, I will do it, even though it feels like a struggle, that it feels painful, like the fisherman sitting there not catching anything on the pier in the cold wind. And my brain is trying to say, well, you could go into the warm cabin and have a cup of joe or cup of the good old whatever, and indulge and forget about this, right? Then I want to put that mentality of I'm going to do this every day and embrace the struggle and be strong like a pillar set in concrete so I don't fall into these pits. Like the other day, we are what we eat, right? And I live so healthy. And I do it for days, I do it for weeks, but then all of a sudden I just eat a lot of candy. And it really fucks me over, right? It kickstarts my allergies and it changes my mood and it changes my sleep. It really does nothing good for me in the long run. Maybe very short term, it gives me a sugar rush, and I kind of like that. I guess I'm addicted to it. I have a tendency to overindulge in anything if I get a chance, right? And that's the shadow work, being aware of it, right? And being honest with it, and then spending some time asking yourself, well, which side of you does that, right? Which side, find out which side of you does that, and then figure out, where does that side come from? Who is that? Imagine yourself the better you, the worse you, and have a sit down, and then give yourself an interview and say, why do you do that, right? You know, do you want to keep doing that? It's time to grow up, right? Why don't you stay on this side and hold on for a little bit further so we can raise the bar on the worst that we're willing to accept? And so I'm trying to find weird shadow work, I call it, right? Shadow work is going deep inside and finding these worst sides of yourself, the sides of yourself that tear yourself down or bring in negative energy for yourselves, and then interview yourself and kind of figure out, why does that happen? And then give them a little taste of the stronger side of you, right? And the stronger side of you comes by struggling, being hungry, right? Hunger and struggle makes you strong and gives you reward. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. And the more struggle, the more reward. But we got to struggle for the right reasons, right? We shouldn't be struggling with diabetes, right? But struggling with not getting what you want is really the main thing, especially when you, like me, have a brain that very much wants to pull you in directions for something that is distracting from that, getting you out of that endless cycle of building up and tearing down, building up and tearing down. I would like the average, right? If I constantly build it up to 100 and tear it down to 0, and build it up to 100 and tear it down to 0, then my baseline is just 50, right? But if I could raise the bar of the lowest that I'm willing to accept, then my baseline would go up and I wouldn't fall that low, right? That's what I want. I don't want the oscillation between my best me and the worst me to be that big. And I think very much that is the whole, why that is so important is because what I've done, I'm 50 soon, and most of my life I've focused on the goal, on the best I can be, and keep pushing that, and not being aware at all that what's actually happening again and again and again is that I fall down to the worst that I'm willing to accept. So the more that I push the best version of me up, right? I'm at 100, I'm at 120, I'm at 130. I'm getting better and better, basically. But also I haven't really touched the worst that I'm willing to accept. So I keep falling all the way down there, which, if you haven't dealt with done any shadow work or raised the bar on the worst you're willing to accept, you're really crashing harder and harder, right? And how much time do you spend? That's kind of like just the peak, right? So that's a different approach, gentlemen. That's a different approach. And I think the most useful tool I have right now is that mentality that I have from my gym, from my years and years of experience going to the gym and struggling, that has now come to this point where I don't even ask myself, should I go or shouldn't I go? I go. I go, and I know how to deal with all kinds of pain, all kinds of struggle. I know how to deal with it and still get the job done. I know why I'm there, and I know how I'm going to arrive and how I'm going to leave. I deal with all of it. And that being said, I'm a member of a great gym, and it's a great community. And yeah, I had a colleague the other day who said, "Dang, you go to the gym all the time, get a life." And I had to reply that, bro, that is my life. It's a great community. There's some great people there. And as I've grown older, I feel I have less of a need to go and try new things. Right? I want to perfect certain things. And yeah, I love going to the gym. I would recommend you guys doing the same. The secret really is to get hundreds of drills that you can choose from, and yeah, hopefully I get to a point where I don't let myself fall down, and have better options to pick myself up and quicker, which I think I'm doing. But yeah, these are just some random thoughts that I would share with you guys here on the fly. And I can't believe we're already 20 minutes into this video. If you guys enjoyed it, we're on the green screen today. Leave a comment, leave a like, and yeah, maybe share some of your ideas, and pop in on the live streams and let's talk about it. I know gaming is not for all of you, but I think it's a good way to have a live stream going, and I'm definitely not really there for the gaming. What I really enjoy is the friendly conversation, and hopefully some life advice, and one of us will break free of this simulation and out of the matrix and become the best version of ourselves, which we deserve to be. And we do it through courage, and we do it through struggle, and we do it by embracing the struggle, and then we will get glory. That is my belief. So embrace the struggle, and I'll see you on the tripod. I'll see you in the next video. If you got ideas for anything that we should discuss or something I should look into, share it with me. Much love. Bye bye.